Hey, I need a story.
What kind of story?
Like an inspiring story. I'm actually planning to make a new video on my channel.
So why don't you just talk about any of your personal experiences which might inspire people?
You mean my personal stories? No way. Look at me. I'm not a great person, I'm just a normal guy. I don't have big stories to tell.
That is a problem you actually have. You don't value yourself as a person. You think your stories, which means your life, is not worth talking about. Take a look at this example. Casey Neistat, one of the greatest visual storytellers in the world. He shares his own stories in a unique way. And he's very popular. People love watching his videos, and thousands of people, including me, get inspired by watching his videos. And Dan Mays, another inspiring filmmaker from South Africa, he shares his own stories, how he sees the world in a very unique and different way. And there is this Indian guy you've been watching these days a lot. What is his name again?
Are you talking about Kesh?
Yeah, Kesh. Kesh shares incredible stories through his videos.
But the thing was, it wasn't enough for me to just draw what I see on screen. I'm a remix, a combination of different traits from my mom and dad put together in...
You get inspired a lot when you watch his videos, right? You know why you're getting inspired from his videos? It's because sometimes when you watch those videos, you can relate life situations that he is sharing in his stories. That is when the magic happens. When people can relate to the situations you are talking about. I remember Casey Neistat shared his story of being a teenager, getting married when he was 16 years old and running away from his place, becoming a father when he was a teenager and having difficulty to raise his family, being dumped by his girlfriend. All those stories literally inspires a lot of people.
They are big people, Are you comparing me with those big people? Casey Neistat has 9 million subscribers on YouTube.
Come on, buddy. Casey Neistat did not have 9 million subscribers when he was born. He started telling stories even before YouTube was created, right? So it's not about how bigger your story is. It's not about how inspiring your story is. It's actually how authentic you are with your stories. Okay, so focus on what is going on in your life and share it with other people in a unique way. That's more important. Take a piece of paper and craft your story. Transform this thing into a very entertaining way. That's how you tell a story in a perfect way.
I'm sorry to tell you that it's a little bit boring to watch you spitting all this philosophy. Can you just explain them like you usually do in this channel?
You mean using a whiteboard?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that.
Have you ever thought why we all love watching movies and videos and reading novels? We grew up craving for comic books, and we all have deep connections with the comic characters because our brain is wired to hear stories. If you want to get your message across people, stories are a great way to do that. You can influence your social media followers, your team members, your friends or students using stories. Some people are inborn storytellers. On the other hand, some people aren't. They need to practice more and acquire it like any other skill. I remember while I was studying in high school, I used to hear my sisters explaining their college experiences to my mom. They were really good at telling those stories. When they talk about politics, celebrations, freedom in college, I could literally see those images in my mind, and I had these wild fantasies about college life even before going to college because of my sister's stories. Neuroscience says that a well-told story, whether it's a YouTube video, a movie, a novel, a comic story, or an anecdote, causes your brain to release a hormone called oxytocin, which has the power to affect our attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. And also, it will make you more engaged and interested in the conversation or what you're listening to. More importantly, if you want to become good at presentations or public speaking, practice telling stories. And the best stories you can ever tell are anecdotes, which means personal stories. I think storytelling is the greatest technology that humans have ever created. It's the basis for almost everything in our society. The way we interact, build, communicate, live, and dream all derives from it. I think we need to spend more time and more resources on learning and telling better stories. And always keep in mind, the best story ever told in the history of humanity is your story. Go out and share it with other people.